Yo, what up, Cujo? That's crazy. I can't believe like, I'm only just changing titles and stuff now, and you're already in here. That's that's insane. Hey man, how you doing? I am building a Let's Tango. This one's a 3D printed version. I'm just making sure all the stuff's set up. I'm basically just recording this so that way it is one. I can put this on, like, it's being recorded so it goes on YouTube, so that way I don't have to go ahead and like worry about it. And the convenient thing is, like, I can build this live, and then anyone who buys it I can just send them a link and be like, this is how you build. So that's what I'm doing. But welcome, Mr. Kujo. How are you? Hope you are well. All right, let me just do a little ping in Discord, make sure everyone's kind of if anyone else wanted to join. This is a weird hour for me, so I mean, you can. I don't even think any of the redeems work. I'll be honest with you. I don't think any of it works. I haven't done this in so long that, like, I think everything's broken. All right, let's just ping stream link. Right, gonna make me get my microwave. Is that still an option? Is that still a thing? Does that still work? That's calling on some vintage stuff right there. I haven't thought about that. I don't even know how any of this stuff works anymore, man. I'll be honest with you. Show microwave, you're right. That is still on there. There you go. There you go. Alright. So this thing's 3D printed. It's got an aluminium plate. So you can see the alloy there. This was printed by JLC. So it's not bad. I think realistically, I'll probably just end up getting them all made through JLC. When you go with a 3D print, I feel like you are looking for less quality. You're just kind of after the case and shape, right? So you can ask for BFAX. I haven't. Oh yeah, true. I haven't done Bs in a while. I haven't had them for a few years, but I'm sure I've got some BFAX. Where is my... Just gonna get me iron this all set up. Then we should be sweet, man. Rip bees. They're still alive, I hope. Probably. Well, actually, considering bees have a lifespan of like 35 days, or no, in peak season, like 45 days. The bees that I know and love are dead, but the bees, the colony hopefully is still alive. It's with a person I used to know that beekeeps, so hopefully he's still kept them alive. But who knows? The queen may still be alive, actually. They are free to go. They can just leave. There's nothing holding them there. They are legally allowed to leave. Alright. So, because this thing is 3D printed, I had to go ahead and get some standoffs that I could go ahead and install, brass inserts, if you will. That's probably the better term. So we have to go ahead and install those. Now, I'll be honest, I'm expecting to be done in probably about 40 minutes. And I'm hoping I'm done in that time, because I got things to do on a Friday. But let's just see how we go here. It should be a pretty quick build. It's the So basically I got these 3D printed. And like they're a little bit scuffed, but it's kind of like you can see the marks on there, but I don't know, man. It's JLC and it's 3D printed. Like I don't think I'm gonna argue that much. Like it's fine. It does the job. It's a case in which I can put a PCB in and turn it into a keyboard. Like, not the end of the world. Alright, so as far as I'm aware, I haven't used these very much. These little brass inserts. From my understanding, I tried one the other day and it worked. It kind of is a bit botched because I put a bunch of solder. I forgot to scrap out some solder. So it's a little bit botched, but I'm hoping it should be as simple to install as what this one was. Basically, I've got these little guys and they just press in. What's news for me, man? Things are good. Things are chill. I'm honestly just like finalizing some bits and pieces for the split 60, and then that'll be like the last board that I make. So that's the last one that I want to make. So I'm just pushing out, holding out, getting that done. The EC PCB should be done now. We're just finalizing some issues with it. The okay, that should hopefully hold. Okay. But otherwise, man, things are good. Things are good. I'm just working, plugging along, man. I'm slowly starting to just get through and try and sell some of my stock. But been pretty good. Been pretty good. The plan around like I'm currently making some Instagram reels and stuff, some like videos about like the keyboard business and stuff like that to try and get a bit of promotion. And then I'll probably do some ads and then I'll talk about all that. But yeah, like that's the plan. But yeah, like I'm getting to the point where I've made all the boards that I want. So, you know, we're chilling. At that point, I'm gonna probably wind down. How you doing, Eggy Buns? Are you self-taught? In what regard? In what regard? In like regards to keyboards? Soldering? Electronics? Yes. Self-taught. I am actually really bad at electronics. I'll be brutally honest with you. The PCBs and stuff I didn't design for my keyboards. They were designed by other people. Because I'm not good at electronics. However, I know people that can help me, so that's useful. I never really went down the route of learning them. I'm looking for a set of pincers. 1 second. But yeah, the PCBs themselves, I have never had to design, nor have I enjoyed designing. But I did do a lot of the design work for the actual boards in CAD programs. So I spent my time manufacturing the cases to be what I want. And that's why they've turned out in the way that they have. But yes, in that case as well, I am also self-taught. Where is... I had a little set of these little pincers. I thought I had everything set up, and now I'm missing them. Unfortunately. And... they are so... it should be so easy for me to spot. Just had them. And alas, they are gone. they are quite useful to have, but we'll see how we go without, and then I'll see if I need to go and dig around for them. You just do occasional client builds these days? That's cool, man. I imagine that a lot of that stuff is slowed down, right? Like it's got to be slowing down with the business the way that it is. Keyboards themselves have slowed down quite a bit, so I can't imagine that client builds are going to continue to build up. But that's fun though. You get to actually like try out and test on some cool products. I'm gonna need these tweezers. Maybe I can use a knife to hold this in. But that is cool though. Have you built anything really cool lately that you really liked? I feel like that's the trouble with client builds. You don't really know what you're gonna get into. So the idea with this, in theory, is I just press these brass inserts with the soldering iron. And I press them in, nice and warm, and they slowly go in just as they have on this one. So this this has now kind of, let's see if I can get that. It kind of gets pressed in. You can see I've got these little cracks. Maybe I pressed in too quickly. But that's the premise. Luckily, this is a test kit, one that I'm just trying to do. I don't know if it's too hot or it could very well be. I've not used this before, so if anyone else has any guidance, that'd be cool. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure this is just the premise. I'm pretty sure. Haven't built, but I have until I find something that gets me off your hind legs. Hey, fair play, dude. There's not a lot of, I mean, all the boards are the same nowadays, right? Like, everyone's the same. A Geist totem. I don't know what that is. I have no concept of what that is. Why are you so interested in keyboards? What drives you to do it? Great question. I actually have a business that I sell keyboards in, or with, I should say. And the reason why I kind of started it was because I really just fell in love with the hobby of mechanical keyboards. And so there's no way this is the right way. There's no way what I'm doing is correct here. This needs to be warmer, I think. But it also, like, if I press down too much, it'll crack. If I don't press down enough, it won't go in. Alright. Oh no! This is why I needed those tweezers. Oh no, I cracked it. That's not good. But what drives me to do this? So I have the business. The business is now like a big driver of that. But the hobby itself was a big driver. So I got into the hobby quite a while ago, actually. I think it's probably about almost 9 years for me. And the reason why is I kind of fell in love with the board. I fell in love with the keyboards because I was kind of thinking, like, you know, I use a keyboard every day. I work in IT. That's kind of like, I work in cybersecurity now. But back in the day, I did work in IT. And I wanted to get something nice, a fancy keyboard, a nice tool. And I did that. And then I kind of fell in love with the hobby that was around building and customizing and changing and turning them into things. And then what happened was, essentially, like, I wanted a keyboard that didn't exist. And so instead of, I kind of was like, okay, well, I'll make it. Like, if no one else is going to make this keyboard, I'll make it. And I went down that route and made a keyboard. And then I made too many of them. And then I had to have a business to sell them. And then I started selling stuff. And then I ended up buying more stuff to sell because I thought it would turn into something profitable. And then I went down that route. And then, like, there was this whole yeah, like that's kind of the little journey. And now I'm in it because one, the kind of business ties me to it, but the other thing is like I just want there's another keyboard design that doesn't exist, and I'm gonna make it. It's this one behind me actually. I've already made the prototype, and now I want to make it and sell it because I know there's a few people that want it. And so I'm just gonna do kind of a final group buy of that while I can. So that's the premise. That's why I'm so interested in keyboards specifically. Hopefully that story is a little bit yeah. Hopefully that kind of feels it. A Geist keyboard. This thing looks freaking cool, man. I really like the look of this, dude. I fall in love with split boards, man. I fall in love with them so hard, and I just want to use split boards all the time. And then I find these split boards, and I'm like, that's a cool layout that I haven't tried. And then I'm like, what if I like that one more than my other keyboards? And then I go ahead and I spend more money on a keyboard, which I don't need. And that's my problem. I don't need more keyboards, so we are going to try and avoid buying more. I'm really annoyed by the fact that I don't have these tweezers. They were here. Are they under something on my table? Did they fall on the floor? Because these tweezers will hopefully help. Or they'll make things work. Hopefully not make things worse, but there's a chance, I guess. Ah, I found them. Got them. They were in my little cupboard. Perfect. What's so special about that particular keyboard design? The one that I made, the original keyboard that I made, is this board that I'm building together, except it's made out of aluminium and brass. I'll show you. We're taking a little detour, but that's okay. So this is the first keyboard that I made. Let me hold this, which is the appropriate way. I think this is the appropriate way. Nope. I've got it split, so it has to be like this. This is my original keyboard. This is the one that we're building today, except this one is aluminium and brass, but the one in front of me that I'm building is 3D printed. You can see the brass there. It's called the Let's Tango. It's a split 40% board. And I actually got this one anodized in beige. The second keyboard I helped bring to life is the one in front of you, just here. This one is called a Drop Bear, and it's a polycarb 60%. The next keyboard, this is my final keyboard, is this little guy, who is a 60% split board made out of aluminium and brass. So those are my three boards. And to explain as to why they are so special, great question. Each of them are unique designs. The first and third ones were mine. This one was another person's design. I just helped manufacture it. And why they are special is because, one, they're split. I love splits. I like having my shoulders, my arms kind of apart, typing away. I really enjoy that. I like the ergonomics. I try to keep my, like, as Cujo just said, my posture in a good order. Especially working in tech, knowing that I'm going to be working in tech for most of my life. People get really bad posture and also hurt themselves with without using ergonomic things. So I'm going to try and prevent that by using my board. Secondly, the small form factor of my first keyboard is like a huge plus. That's like huge for me. I love the design. I love how small it is and how it just so precisely fits wherever I need. It's like perfect for the. It takes up such little space on my desk. It is just beautiful in every way. I love the layout. I love the fact that to get to any key on the keyboard, it only takes me. I only have to move 2 keys of like finger room away. All of those things are why I really like those keyboards. This is not right. I should not have to press as far and as hard as I am. I think I need to check out what the JLC 3D print black. Let me just find some details about how hot it is. Because this is not quite right. Insert into JLC black resin. Sorry, I'm just looking to find out if I'm doing the wrong thing here with temperature. I feel like it shouldn't be cracking. My first one had a little crack, but this looks like it's being a little bit annoying. And it's either because of my temperature. I mean, I guess I can't find any information. I guess I'll just crank it up a little bit more and see. Let's find out. Alright, let me go back here. The weird plasticky smell from your iron, it goes away, assuming you didn't melt the other tip onto it. So this actually came with a plastic tip on it. Assuming you took that off, it should be okay. I actually really like this. It's an eBay super cheap iron, and I mean it's pretty good. I bought it, and actually not for the iron itself. I bought it for the heat gun, because I didn't own one of those, and this just kind of had it, and it was relatively cheap. But yeah, the iron itself isn't bad. Although what I'm doing now is definitely causing a bit of a smell, a bit of a plastic smell for sure, and that I should not be inhaling. But it is melting. I'm melting plastic here. I'm not actually melting solder, so that's a little bit different. I'm definitely getting the smell. Do I use the back support? I do, actually. Yeah, I noticed your comment before. I do have an Aeron. I got it for secondhand, pretty cheap, 400 bucks. Not bad. I think it's like a 2009 model. And I do use a little bit of the back support. It's not bad. I don't crank it too much. It's kind of, it's a little bit there. Like, I know it's there, and that's kind of nice. That's all I use it for. It's not like an extreme amount of back support, though. So, do you have an Aeron as well? Okay, I think these guys are going to be really annoying to press in because it's on this side here. Let me zoom in for you. See if we can get a little zoom in action. Alright, hopefully I can just press down onto this. Making sure not to press the side of that. Sorry for not getting you a really good camera shot. Just making sure to get this little guy in there. There's got to be a different way for me to do this. I feel like what I'm doing is wrong. Yeah, I just dumped my back support because it dug in too deep. Yeah, I did dump it. It's like it's in there for sure. It's definitely showing a little bit of love, but it's not super prevalent, I will say. I don't know if I just need to be more patient and use the same temperature, or just don't press as much down and let it heat. Potentially. Some people were saying, I was just looking then, where did I put those little guys? Definitely causing some cracks here, but I imagine that I'll try and work on this. Mate, not very long. Today, like, I don't know, you probably joined like 10 minutes in. It's been about 20, I mean, I've been live for 27 minutes. In general, I don't stream. Like, I don't really stream at all. I started maybe, I don't even know, several years ago, but I don't do it regularly. It's not my goal. My goal was to use it to promote my keyboards, and build videos around them and stuff like that, and show people about how that all happens. So the streaming is the byproduct of my business itself, if that makes sense. But I don't stream in general. No, not at all. I don't make very much money at all. This is more of a passion project. What started out as a passion project, I was hoping to turn into a bit of a business. Didn't end up becoming profitable enough. I work full time, and then this is like a little side project. So yeah, I work in cybersecurity. These are just a little thing, a little fun little adventure. Yeah, so just one of my several business attempts. Why do you not go in? Is the cybersecurity job market oversaturated? I have no idea. I am not in the job market currently, like looking for work. So, I don't think so. I think that there's a lot of jobs out there. I think sometimes they're just hard to get the right people for. But I don't necessarily think that there's an oversaturation of people in that market. But I could, look, to be honest with you, that is not exactly my, I'm not like a professional recruiter or anything like that. So I'm sure other people have differing opinions of that topic. I just work here. Alright, these things are real, like a lot worse than I thought they would be to press in, if I'm honest. Do you work in cybersecurity, Eggy Buns? Ooh, love the smell of melting plastic. Yum, yum. No, just wondering, because I have some friends who do CS. Yeah, fair enough. It's an interesting market, man. I mean, like, I've been very fortunate. Cybersecurity's been something I've been doing for a few years now. That one went in really well. That little guy. That one went in. That bottom one went in. No cracks. No nothing. So, yeah, I've been very fortunate. I mean, cybersecurity's has been really good for me. The market has been really good for me when I've gone into the actual when I've needed a job. So I don't think I don't think I'm particularly skilled or whatever. I just think sometimes I'm just quite lucky, and I spend a lot of time meeting people who then sometimes can help me in future, which is cool. So I think that has helped me quite a bit. Random question: how hard is it to set up a firewall? It depends on the firewall. It depends on quite a few different elements. Is this for a house? Is this, a particular firewall? Is this for a server? I think that there are easy ways, and then there are also hard ways with firewalls. I don't personally set up firewalls in my day-to-day job. I haven't done that in a long time, but I'd imagine it's relatively simple to set it up. Whether to set it up well, though, might be where the challenge comes in. No. I need to figure out, there's got to be like a strategy to get these little guys in. Maybe I'm pressing too much. Maybe my print's wrong. I don't know. Is there a reason why you would like a firewall? Are we talking about like a network firewall, or are we talking about like a Windows firewall? Those are two different things as well. Man, there's got to be a strategy I have to look up afterwards, because these are like one out of very many, 1 out of 8 went in really cleanly. The rest of these did not. So there's got to be something I'm doing wrong, but that's okay. Not sure, to be honest. Was messing around with a Raspberry Pi Zero website and it came up. Oh, cool. Raspberry Pi Zeros are really cool. Yeah, so you'd be setting up what's called a network firewall. You're probably going to use a tool called UFW. I don't remember what the U stands for. I think it might Unified, maybe, Firewall. That's the easy one on Linux, which is what your Raspberry Pi will be running on. And yeah, you can use that. That'll be relatively simple. It shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. I think it's a matter of, you could probably follow like a how-to guide. It'll tell you how to spin that all up. What ports to open, what to close, all that fun stuff. And it's a fun little foray into the cybersecurity space. Are you passionate about cybersecurity, or did I choose it for the money? I mean, I chose it because of passion. I've been in cybersecurity now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 years now. Yeah, maybe 7 years, I think. So I've been doing it for a little bit. And I mean, look, there is a lot of money in the space. I chose it because I really I was sick of doing the work that I was doing, which was in help desk, and in a position that I just was not enjoying. In IT, there are these people that do help desk positions, and so it's like such a basic, like, it's a basic, you're fixing printers, you're fixing people's computers, and it's like, it's fun, but it's also like a little bit boring and stale. And so I did that for about 4 years, and then I was looking for something different, something more exciting, and I actually went to a couple of conferences, some community-run conferences, and I met a bunch of people that were really fun and like interesting, and they all did really interesting jobs that were in cybersecurity. And I thought, well, you know what, this is really cool. Like, these people are really fun and really interesting. And then that's what really did it for me. That's what I fell in love with. I fell in love with the community and the people that I met at these conferences. And then from there, their roles and what they did for work was so interesting. And after that, like, that's what I had fell in love with. That looks like a clean one, baby. There it is. Maybe I figured it out. That one's clean. Let's go, dude. I'm learning. So yeah, there was a couple of things about the cybersecurity space that were really interesting for me. The jobs sounded fun. The people were really cool. The opportunity for growth was like massive, because obviously cybersecurity is such a big field that like that was really interesting. Being able to take these people, like, there's like a little bit of like that, oh, this is cool to be able to defend people or whatever. I didn't really care too much about that personally, but the people that I was hanging out with just seemed like awesome, really cool people, and their jobs just sound very interesting. There's a level of constantly learning that you get in cybersecurity that you don't get in other jobs. And so being able to take this opportunity where, like, I know every day I'm going to be trying and learning new things, that was really fascinating to me. I really enjoy learning new things, new skills, and cybersecurity has that as a thing. Like, that's a very big part of what you can do. And if you don't do that, you kind of become obsolete. So that was something that was really interesting, really fascinating for me, and one of the reasons why I was very passionate about it. But look, to be completely honest with you, the money's good. Like, I have no issues. If you got mates that are doing it, that's completely fine. The money's great. People putting money into it. Good on them. If that's how they want to make money, good for them. It's a fun field to be doing that. There are a lot of places you could be doing stuff just for the money. Why not pick cybersecurity, you know? Like, that's all good and well. And different people are into it for different things, man. This smoke and whatever is coming out of this friggin' this PLA, SLA, whatever this friggin' plastic is not good to be inhaled. I've got a window open. I need an extractor fan, man. This is not great. Luckily, I've only got a few more of these, but it's not great. But yeah, I'm also, one thing to also say is I'm now in sales. So like, I'm in cybersecurity sales. So like, I moved into this thing, not necessarily like the money's good, obviously being in sales. I didn't choose, sales wasn't the thing that, like, the money didn't drag me into this role. I actually took a pay cut to get into this role. It was more like the excitement around the actual job and things around it that made me interested. A security researcher friend of mine reverse engineered those access control buttons that you wave your... Yeah, there's so many cool things that, like, if you're wired for it, it's so cool. Like, there are things that you look at and you're like, oh, I wonder if I could break that. Or you look at stuff and you're like, I wonder if that's secure. And there's so many cool things you get to do that. It's so cool. I'm a big fan. Dude, these ones, so clean. So clean. I've unlocked the secrecy to get these things in. I'm locked in, as the kids say. Cybersecurity is an arms race. I'm not super familiar with what the term arms race means. I would say it's a game of cat and mouse, where attackers are always the ones in front. You've got attackers are always going to have the front foot, and yeah, they're always developing. That's you're spot on. It's always developing. It's always competitive. There's always new things to learn, new things to research, and it's cat and mouse, man. Like there's a constant battle between defenders and attackers, and it's always like that, and it won't change. Now the real test is going to be if these go in, because I think these have a thinner wall that I'm pressing into. I can see a slight bend being formed, but I think that's normal. I'm pressing something into plastic, so. And even that's clean, dude. Who would have thought? Just higher temperature, slow pressing. We're cooking, baby. We're cooking. Hope this board comes out. Actually, I have no idea if anyone wants this keyboard. Like, I don't know if anyone wants a 3D printed Let's Tango. I know I had some interest for the 3D, the acrylic Let's Tangos, because they're cheaper. And so this will be interesting to see if there's any interest. That's why I'm kind of building it now, so I can take some pickies. And then if no one wants it, then that's completely fine. But I've got a bunch of PCBs that I need to sell. And so why not slap a little case like this around them, sell them for half the price, and bada bing, bada boom. Hopefully I sell some. Is it exhausting putting on a streaming persona? Yeah, I mean, this isn't really like much of a persona for me. Like, I'm talking more than I would be if I was not streaming and this was quiet time. I wouldn't be saying anything. I'd just be pressing down, doing what I'm doing, probably listening to a podcast, listening to some music, doing something like that. What I'm doing now isn't necessarily like difficult. It's a little bit like exhausting, but it's like afterwards it's exhausting. In the moment, it's fine. I'm just chatting. What is very chill is like, I kind of look at it as like just chatting with friends. There is an element of like showcasing and being like, oh, look at me, man. Like, I don't really care about that. So, plus streaming has never been that for me. It's literally like, cool, I come on, I record something about my new keyboard, and then that's it. And I'm not trying to make this my job. So that for me is kind of like, there's no pressure, I don't really care. But yeah, the persona thing, I mean, this is kind of me. Like, I just get, like, that whole rant about cybersecurity. If you came up to me and started talking about cybersecurity, I would be talking about, like, that would be the exact same conversation that I would have. And this is just you just asking me that. So, for me, in that way, not really tiring. Like, I'm kind of doing the same thing as if I was just out a coffee or drinking or getting a meal, but I'm sitting next to you instead of I'm sitting next to a camera. You know? So, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, look, I mean, it definitely takes more energy than me sitting there here like, not talking. But it is kind of like a social setting. Like, when I have no viewers, which is most of the time, and no one commenting, which is most of the time, which is fine. Like, this isn't me being like, oh, look at this, I don't have any viewers. Most of the time, I'm just here recording something,
and it's easier for me to stream because it goes on YouTube than for me to record it, edit it, upload it. I just put it all up in long form. And when there's no one here, or very few people, I just like, it's just me. I sometimes put headphones in and I'm watching or listening to something while I'm going through the actions of just having what I'm doing recorded. But for that, I mean, I'm just in the zone. But that, like, I'm not. That's not me trying to be a streamer. That's the different thing. Like, if you want to be a streamer, you have to put in all this energy and like care. That ain't me, dog. That ain't me. That's not why I'm here. But I imagine if you had to put on a different person, if you had to be a different person while you're streaming, I'm sure that would be exhausting. Because it's like, you know, you gotta like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, it's, you know, whatever. You gotta come in with all this energy and like, who knows? Like, just be unlike you, I think. But yeah, I mean, like it. I don't know. Look at that! Hell yeah, brother! Dude, this is crazy how light this is compared to like the aluminium and brass. I mean, that's what you would expect. Like, I'm not shocked, but it is quite fascinating. Do I have a little guy? That is my little cable. Yeah, good talking to you, man. If you're heading out, no worries. Catch you around. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for making this little build a little bit more entertaining and engaging. And if you're hanging around, that's fine too. Can't find this cable. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Take care. And yeah, I'll catch you around. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know where my cable is. I was gonna test these PCBs, but perhaps I will skip that. Where did I place here? Agreed, man. Agreed. You gotta have a passion project, man. Alright, let's go ahead and... I think that's the hard part. I think now it's pretty quick. I should be able to smash this out pretty quick. Let's unzoom. Let's come back here to this. Now, I do just want to quickly double check these PCBs work. One works. Two works. Hopefully they tie. Now these, I'm going to put these little guys in here. I think they're navies. No, they're not raids. They're raids. Make sure it types. Does it type? Okay, it's not typing currently. That's not good. Is that the switch or my board? You're making smelly noises. There. Because I don't know what I did if I modified these PCBs or what the hell I've done. That now types, so we should be sweet. Alright, let's go ahead and plug something in. Let's get this board built. Where's the bottom of a real Tango? Bottom of the real Tango has hexes. I don't know where. Yep. Alright. So we should be good. Now I just have to build this thing. Should be relatively quick, hopefully. Now, how do we put these in? Those fumes were probably not good to inhale, if I'm completely honest. It'd be cool having an alu PCB on these things. I've not had an alu PCB, it's always only ever been brass. Now, I'm going to build these with a set of these Rama caps I've got. I always really liked them. They're like flat Rama. I don't know. I think they were made for his M6Cs or whatever they were. So I'm going to build one of them. Throw some of them on there. I got two different colors. I don't know which color I'm gonna go with just yet. Either have a blue or a green. Groovy. Alright. One done. Slap the other one on and away we go, guys. Away we go. Just have to put keycaps on it. plate is so good. They just slot in so easily. You know, the brass plate is a bit more harsh. One sec. Gotta capture a little clippy. I'm making these Instagram reels. I'm trying to seem like a bit of a professional or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? But I'll just record some of this. Right, little switches. Should be sweet. These are raids. We can go ahead and pop this into the board and hopefully screw it all together, and we'll be good as gold, I reckon. Hopefully. That's the plan, anyways. In reality, maybe not. Test out these new little brass inserts, I reckon. See how they go. In theory, they should be better than like 3D printing into plastic or screwing into plastic. They should be a bit more kind of solid because they're brass. Assuming you don't put too much tightness on them, they should maintain and have really good reusability, which is kind of why people use them in 3D prints. Which so far, of the 3 that I've put in, I would agree. They look good. Hell yeah. Good little board right there. More of these in. Thank you. Sorry, dude. I can get you the URL if you really want. How you doing, man? I'm doing well, I'm doing well. Just building this board. Hopefully almost done. And then gonna continue throughout my weekend. I just had to build this guy for some photos to see if there is any interest in a cheaper Tango. But yeah, I'm just chilling at the moment. Doing this before I start the rest of my weekend. Busy as at work. Chilling here. Hey man, welcome. I'm not going to be on for very long. I will just tell you that now. I would like start my weekend. Once I'm done with this. Yeah, I mean, I guess we start putting the keycaps on. What do we think? Hey, I feel that, dude. I feel that. What do we think? Cream? Or the other... What is this, like a blue and navy? On the black. I feel like cream's the stark contrast. It's always a good look. But the navy might also look pretty clean. I think I'm leaning towards the navy. Press all these boards in. Yeah, I think navy's gonna be sick. Let's do that. Pack away the old clean. Yeah, I feel that, man. I feel that. How much longer on your shift? Two more hours. Hey, you're almost done it. Weekend is close. These are raids. They're the AE boards ones. These are old though. These are like some real vintage. I think I just pulled. What did I do? Just push out. No, my brass inserts. They didn't hold. I thought that would work. Maybe I need to glue them instead of solder. Oh, that's such a bummer. Maybe I don't go down the route of 3D printed board. Or do I just glue instead of try to solder them in? Maybe this is too much pressure. Let's do an analysis. Figure it out. These are raids. They're like Keyboard Treehouse's original ones. Yeah, maybe. So one of these inserts popped out. That's one of the good ones too. So that makes me think that maybe these things aren't very sturdy for a plate. Maybe I glue in. You can see it. That side popped out. There wasn't a lot of pressure either. That's such a shame. As a fast band-aid, you could do that. Yeah, well, I'm like testing this to sell them, and I can't have that happening. Can't have that happening, popping out so easily on like a finished product. Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to think and play on that. I don't know if that'll cut it. But maybe I... Because all the other ones have stayed in relatively. Maybe I just go down the glue route, glue them in, use some super glue or something. Super glue and press. Could work. Could work. I don't know. I'll have to investigate. But for now, I guess we'll just build this one half. Get this one half finalized. A bit annoying, to say the least. I thought they would hold a lot better. And this side did. But these are the ones that I didn't think went in well. But alas. I got these little spacers that will hopefully work quite nicely. Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about getting a bunch of these manufactured the other day, and I was like, you know what? I should build the one first. I should make sure that when I build one, it actually turns out good. So I'm glad I didn't just go ahead and order a bunch, because I'd like that would end up sucking. But yeah, I think I'll investigate the old super glue route. Or I just give up on it. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Not bad. Let's have a look. Try and plug her in. See how we go. It's got good shine through. It's nice. Looks good. I can't do a typing test, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not bad. It looks quite nice. All I just have to fix is that the standoff problem, but these hopefully, I mean the quality isn't amazing. Like, it's obviously 3D printed, right? But it's nice. It's plastic. It looks good. It's good form. There's some scratches and stuff on the plastic itself. But I think that's just kind of what you expect from a prototyping form of method instead of something a bit cleaner. But it does look pretty clean. It does look pretty clean. And I always love the shine through that comes through. Always a big thing. That is indeed the Cujo. Been so long, eh? Dude, when I saw Cujo come in here, I was like, what the hell? Haven't seen, heard from you in a long time. What a weird little rediscovery of friends that we have in this little stream. Dude, Keebs, man. Keebs in life. That's how it is. Cool. Well, I guess I'm going to keep investigating this thing with glue and see if that resolves my problem. Maybe I go down that route instead. Yeah, you did. I remember we had a little discussion. Hopefully a little glue will help. And then maybe I turn these into a reality. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Alright, guys. Well, that's all. That's it. That's it. That's the stream. That's the stream. Yeah, I'll have to put out an interest check to see if there is, because like, if no one's interested, then it's not worth me doing this. Like if no one's like, because I can figure out a rough price range, and then I can go like, cool, is this something people want? Because I think this looks better than the I think this looks better than the acrylic, stacked acrylic version, which I don't have in front of me. I like this more than the stacked acrylic, personally. I think it looks cleaner, I think it looks nicer. It's just that, like, the quality isn't as good, right? Like, stacked acrylic, I know what I'm getting. 3D print from China, less so. Like, this finish isn't great, but it's also, like, I don't know, do you care that much? If you're buying something that's... This is resin printed. I'm going to use a higher resin print, a higher quality resin print, and like, so this was just a practice prototype run. But, I think they just scratched this up. I think this is JLC just scuffing. So, yeah, I don't know. Resin is brittle. Yeah, it is. I noticed that when this thing popped out. So yeah, maybe I'll investigate. I'll put a price range out and figure out exactly if there's interest. Because if there's not, then I'll just stop, and that's fine. There's no point wasting time on something if there's no interest. So, what would you recommend instead, Cujo? I am very new to this. Very new. Would you recommend not doing resin? Would you recommend me getting other inserts? Would you recommend me doing something else? We can chat about that. I would like to know, because what I was doing was resin through JLC, because they have their 3D printing service. Let me just have a look and see what resin I used. I think I just used their cheap resin. They're like JLC resin or whatever. Let me just log in. JLC. Figure out what it is. Come on, let me go. Cool. I don't know enough about resin. Do you know a lot about 3D prints? All right, let me show you. Because this is what I was doing. And like I said, I don't understand this at all. Come on, dude. Let me just go to my 3D printing account. Identity check. Motorcycles, there's none there. Stairs. Come on. Capture, let me through. I'm not a robot. So I did resin print. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. So I was resin printing. I did this JLC black resin. That's how I made this. But I'm assuming what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get probably a higher quality resin, maybe Imagine Black. Or I wouldn't mind seeing it done in like the 801 resin, which kind of looks like polycarb. I think that would look sick. Like a polycarb. That'd be the closest thing to a polycarb Let's Tango as I could. But this is all resin, and so like all of this needs to have heat inserts. So, or like some kind of brass inserts. So I either glue them in or something else. But this is all new to me. So if you have a recommendation or guidance, please do let me know. Because, God, I have freedom. No idea what I'm doing. No idea. So, yeah, I would appreciate it a lot if you could tell me. Maybe check this out. How to use threaded inserts. Yeah, okay, cool. Apparently it's better to oversize the holes. I oversized them. And then I oversized them enough that I could heat resin it in. And I thought that, yeah, it really didn't melt. When I was pushing those things in, it was really hard for me to get them in. So maybe that's the go. Maybe it's just glue. It might just be glue. Which is fine. I can do glue. I'll just oversize them even more. And then just glue them accordingly. Cool. Well, I'll investigate that. If you come up any more information, just give us a shout, yeah? And cure it with a UV lamp. Okay. I'll investigate. I'll have a little play around and see what I can do. But yeah, if you have any guidance or anything like that, just let me know. Shoot at me. Shoot me a message. Otherwise, that's fine. Otherwise, that's it. I'm done. We built this. It kind of broke, but we'll figure it out. All right. Peace out, guys. Have a good weekend. Much love. Until next time.